One day, when I opened my eyes, I found myself in a strange place. Where is this? More importantly, it was noisy, so unbearably noisy. Shut up, someone shouted, and suddenly, silence. My eyes turned to the man who yelled. A judgment will now be passed. A trial. The voices around me grew louder again, a confusing storm of words. My head was splitting, and all I could catch were fragments: murder. Dozens of victims. What the hell are they even saying? Therefore, the death penalty would be justified. But given the defendant's extremely young age, the sentence shall instead be life imprisonment. What? The day I opened my eyes in this world, I was declared a prisoner. They locked me inside a carriage, blindfolded, taking me to who knows where. All I could do was listen to the guards talking, and from their words, I reached one conclusion. I had possessed the body of the youngest serial killer in this country. Sucks enough to be a murderer, but the truth? They weren't even real. How do I know? Because this is a character from my favorite novel, The Saint and the Three Sinners. A cult classic, dark, intense, and infamous for its extreme content. I was one of its obsessed fans. Am I being punished for having such twisted taste? Possessing a character from my favorite novel should have been cool, but why did it have to be the falsely accused punching bag? The prisoner carriage screeched to a halt. The door opened with a loud creak. "We're here," someone called, ripping the blindfold from my face. I blinked and saw it, a massive, tower-like structure looming before me. "Welcome to your new forever home," the guards mocked. I ignored them, though my heart sank. This was Niflheim Prison, named after the frozen hell. Built at the edge of the world, surrounded by sea on all sides except for a single narrow path. Notorious, inescapable, and this was where they threw me, into a dark cell with only cold words left behind. "Reflect on your crimes." What crimes? Neither I nor the kid I possessed ever did anything. But none of that mattered here. Niflheim wasn't just a prison and escaping it was nearly impossible. I grumbled under my breath. I can't live here forever. I have to find a way out. Then it hit me. This place, Niflheim Prison, was also the main setting of the novel. The story itself doesn't truly begin until the male lead arrives here. That changes everything. But the problem is, I'm just a kid. And according to the novel, the male lead won't appear for another 10 years. So that meant only one thing. I had to survive. Somehow, some way, I had to endure this hell until the story's timeline caught up. 10 years. 10 long years. I'll survive no matter what. I'll break this damn prison even if it kills me. 10 years later, a new prisoner was dragged into Niflheim. Her name was Hala Kamen, convicted for fraud. The officers shoved her inside, barking out orders like it was routine. East and west are the male and female blocks. And behind this, is the tower. The tower, Hala muttered under her breath, confused. Is it the administration building or something? Her thoughts were cut short when she noticed a girl with striking teal hair sweeping the floor. Despite the rags, her presence stood out. That girl was me. The officer sneered. "We've got a rank mutt here. And you, newbie, are at the bottom. Lower than dust." The words were followed by the sound of someone screaming in agony deeper within the prison. The tortured cries made Hala tremble. "How do you move up in rank?" she whispered, her voice shaking. The officer smirked. "The tower. Every week, there's a fight. Enter, and if you survive, you might climb a little higher." Hala's blood ran cold. What kind of place is this? I finally turned my eyes toward her. "Are you new?" I asked. "Why yeah, I am," she stuttered. "Okay, but you just stepped on the spot I swept." I pointed at the floor. Her face flushed and she quickly apologized. Before I could say anything more, 2 male prisoners swaggered over. They spat right where I had just cleaned, then burst into laughter. Well, who's this pretty little thing?" One of them sneered, looking me up and down with disgusting eyes. "Thought this place was full of scary thugs, but I guess we've got some cute little flirts too," the other mocked. The guard standing nearby didn't lift a finger. He just watched, indifferent. One of the men suddenly grabbed a fistful of my hair and yanked hard. "What are you doing here? Let's have some fun." I could see it in everyone's faces. No one had any intention of stopping them. Hala's trembling voice broke out, begging the officer, "Please, help her." But he just replied coldly, "Not my concern." Not like I expected them to care anyway. With a sharp breath, I focused, chi surged through me. In an instant, I broke free from the man's grip. My broom rattled in my hand, then sprang to life under my control, striking the prisoner squarely in the chest. The other lunged at me, but I swung again, knocking him back with ease. A commotion erupted. Prisoners began gathering around, whispering and jeering at the sight. Mint. The roar echoed through the block. I froze as the chief warden's voice thundered above the crowd. You're causing trouble again when you're supposed to be punished. Ah, the old nag is here again, I grumbled under my breath. I hadn't even given my proper introduction, had I? My name is Mint Limnades, the only top-tier prisoner in the tower, and the leader of the stray dogs. Maybe I survived too well, because I ended up becoming the boss of this rotten place. In this world, half the population wields chi. With it, people can do all sorts of things. Materialize weapons, command elements, control nature, read thoughts, even bend minds. Chi differs for everyone, but me. I was born with immense potential. The moment I awakened it, I overwhelmed everyone, and stood at the very top. Do you have a brain or not? The warden's roar shook the air. I told you not to touch newbies. I didn't touch her, I said flatly. Don't use your chi on them. They'll die. Do you think the guards have nothing better to do than clean up the corpses you make all day? But it was self-defense, sir, I shot back. Then, with all the seriousness in the world, I added, they touched Amy and Angel. Wait, who? He blinked. I lifted 2 strands of my teal hair and held them up. Meet them. This one is Amy, and this one is Angel. I said it politely, dead serious. The warden's face turned crimson. That's your hair, he bellowed. I smirked. The warden wasn't just some guard, he was the general manager of Niflheim Tower. But no matter his rank, even he knew that every prisoner here would eventually rot, mind, body, and soul. Normal people lost their sanity in months. I had given up on manners and dignity long ago, just to survive. Truth is, I was barely clinging to my past life's memories, pretending to act human. But honestly, I think I'm already at my limit. So, I said, tone shifting to dead seriousness. You dragged me here just to lecture me. What do you want? He let out a long sigh. You really have no manners. Finally, he looked me straight in the eyes. Do you want to go out? I sneered. For a lifer like me. What kind of hope torture is this supposed to be? I need you to take care of a job. In return, his voice dropped low. I'll declare you dead. Opportunities like this appear suddenly, so sudden they feel like lies. I leaned forward, eyes narrowing. What's the job? A new VIP prisoner will arrive soon. Your task is to keep him alive. Make him survive in this cell. Is mere survival enough? I asked. No, the warden said firmly. Make him the new leader of Niflheim. A slow smile spread across my face. Leave it to me, but this will be bound by a vow, heart to heart, sealed with chi. I extended my hand. He gripped it tight. Fine, if you succeed, I'll release you. You'll walk free with a new identity. Mint Limnades will die and disappear. But he did not told me that I will have to disguise as a man. A few days ago, I gathered my belongings from my cell. My seat would soon be empty. My cellmates, 2 high-level prisoners, were Ramona, whose specialty was poisoning, and Daryl, who specialized in musculoskeletal enhancement. Ramona looked genuinely delighted. So, you're finally leaving. How's your execution supposed to be? Flogging, hanging. Daryl immediately cursed at her. Shut it, you hag. I sighed, then turned to Hayla. Bit unfortunate for you, Hayla. Normally, I accompany new prisoners for a week when they first arrive. This place is rough, but don't worry, you can rely on these 2. We both looked over at Daryl and Ramona, who were still bickering like children. They didn't look reliable in the slightest. Anyway, farewell everyone, I said with a wave. Daryl showed a trace of concern, but Ramona just beamed with joy at my departure. Figures. I remembered what the warden had told me earlier. The place you're going is the men's prison. On the west side. What? I was dumbfounded. Perhaps I need to clarify something, I said dryly. My biological gender is female. Then you'll have to hide it. The warden lit his cigar like it was nothing. My eyes automatically flicked downward, then back up at him. Warden, don't tell me you've got some detachable thing between your legs you expect me to borrow. Shut up. What kind of ridiculous nonsense is that? His face turned red, smoke puffing angrily from his cigar. I meant disguise. Disguise. What the hell are you even thinking? I tilted my head innocently. Well, you should have said that from the beginning. You insolent brat. He was practically shaking. What kind of broken common sense do you have? He rubbed his temple like he was fighting off a migraine. Anyway, we've prepared an artifact. It'll disguise you to look like a man. I put on the artifact and looked into the mirror. Even my hair and eyes had changed. Brown hair, green eyes. The body frame was similar, but the bone structure was undeniably male. Sigh, I had been mentally prepared for this, but seeing it with my own eyes felt strange. This new face, this new identity, it was completely opposite of me. I pulled on the uniform. At least the disguise came with one perk. I was entering as a guard, not a prisoner. That meant no cellmates, and a bit more freedom to move. My new name, Garrett. In Niflheim, if the boss dies or disappears for more than 7 days, a new one is chosen. It had already been 10. By now, the balance of power must have shifted. The officer escorting me finally stopped in front of a door. This is the guest of honor. The VIP prisoner you'll be in charge of. My chest tightened. If I'm right, this should be him, the male lead I've been waiting for. Ridiculous hope, and yet, my heart pounded. The door opened. Prisoner Helwa, the guard announced. There he was, the heir of a ducal house, betrayed and falsely accused by his own father, the duke. According to the story, he would one day become the first man to escape from Niflheim, meet the female lead, and take his revenge on his family and the empire itself. I stared too long, dazed, then coughed. You're handsome, I declared proudly. No need to shake like a chick, I always welcome handsome men. After all, the manual I'd read said compliments were the best way to break the ice. What? His voice cracked in pure horror. As an instructor, my eyes are always accurate. You'll be popular in the future. I'll have your back. I cheered inwardly. Shut up, why you dirty? His bloodlust rolled off him in waves. Impressive. Great talent. Hasn't even awakened yet and already this strong. Dirty. No, I said firmly. Let me tell you, I am very clean. The guard beside me cleared his throat nervously. Sir Garrett, with all due respect, your words could be misunderstood. Really? I whispered back. I mean, between men, it sounds inappropriate. Oh, right, I forgot I'm cross-dressing. I straightened up and faced Helwa again. My apologies. Let me correct myself. Your pretty face resembles a courtesan. Now that sounded appropriate. I was confident in my wording. Helwa only grumbled. Then a low chuckle sounded behind me. Do you enjoy mocking others? I turned. Corporal Stephen. Hello, sir. Pleased to meet you. I'm Garrett. I saluted crisply. Stephen gave me a dry look. Are you the type who vents his inferiority on guys better looking than you? We've got a lot like that. Huh, is that some kind of compliment men give each other? You're so sharp. I nodded, then turned back to Helwa. I get jealous when I see someone handsome. I'm ugly, and I hate myself for it. I'm so sorry, prisoner Helwa. Everything I said was out of inferiority. It's because you're just so handsome. Silence. Everyone just stared at me, stunned. Inside, I was proud. See, quick wits, flawless recovery. Are all guards insane here? Helwa muttered at last, horrified.